Hi everyone, welcome to another video. So recently I just started sewing again. Years ago I would make all of my outfits for the holidays, and recently I just really haven't had the time. And by recently I mean in the past 3 to 4 years. This year, now that I have some time and I have this channel, I wanted to make a outfit using vintage patterns. I really love vintage patterns because I find them a lot easier to follow than modern patterns, and for me personally, the sizing works out a lot better. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Okay, so I started this project out with Butterick skirt 6651 and Vogue top 9278. The skirt is from the early 50s and the shirt is from the late 50s. So here you see me ironing the pattern pieces, and there I am. And I like to iron these pattern pieces just because they're really wrinkled after sitting in envelopes for the past 60 years or more sometimes, depending on the age of the pattern. And this helps me cut out the fabric a lot easier because I'm not battling with a super wrinkled pattern. I just want to warn you guys that you are going to see my apartment in various stages of holiday disarray. I was in the middle of wrapping presents when I was filming this. There was boxes everywhere, so that's why you see me working on the floor and at my kitchen table, because quite literally those were the only surfaces that were not covered in something holiday related. So here I'm just going through and I'm marking seam allowances, I'm marking darts, pleats, whatever the pattern had that I needed to mark off, I used my chalk to just mark those off. And now I am going in and starting on the French seams. I did the skirt and the top for this project in French seams, and this was actually the first time I ever did them. I just do home sewing for myself, so usually I would go in with pinking shears, but I really wanted these separates to be something that I could wear quite frequently and with different kinds of outfits. So I opted for the French seams just to improve the durability and the look of the finished piece. Probably the most satisfying part of doing this skirt was sewing the kick pleats, as you see me doing here. The skirt has double kick pleats in the back, which I think is really sophisticated and classy looking. So that's part of the reason that I chose this pattern. I think it has a really nice, unique look to it, and it also was really simple. I was able to put this together in only one day. It only took about probably 2 or 3 hours to finish this, so I think I will be making more of these in different colors at some point in the new year. I do want to do a video soon talking about my projects for the new year, my goals, things I want to sew for the upcoming year. If you're interested in that, let me know. If you are also interested in seeing any other types of videos, let me know down below. I would love to hear from you. This skirt had a pretty standard waistband. You're going to see this style of waistband where you sew it on the right side, flip it over to the inside, and then either sew it down or hand finish it, as I did here in almost all the mid-century skirt patterns. Pretty much every one I have in my collection has a waistband of this style and has the same finishing instructions. And here I am just showing off that waistband because I was really proud of it. And so I sewed the zipper in. I hate sewing in zippers. It is so time consuming. It's a really tedious process. I also hand sewed in the hook and eye for waistbands. And I ironed and turned up the hem, and I also opted to hand finish the hem. That is really authentic to these vintage patterns. That's how they instruct you to finish the hem, and that's pretty much going to make it the most authentic version of itself. So here I am starting on the French seams for the top. When I tell you guys, this top made me question my sanity at every turn. And that was because of the neckband. As you see me sewing here, the illustrations in the instructions were nothing like how it actually had to be sewn, so it didn't even look similar. So I was questioning myself this entire time you see me sewing. I didn't know if I was doing it right. It came out great, but it didn't say to ease the neck as I'm doing here, and just trying to account for that. At this point, when you see me sewing here, I thought I was doing something wrong, but it came out really good. And I did do French seams on the neckline too, which was a complete nightmare. And because of the difficulty with the neckline with this, I don't know if I would make this shirt again. It just was a really big hassle. Even though I really loved this shirt, I think that it looks really nice on and it looks nice and simple, but it was not simple to sew. Even though this is actually only like a 3-piece pattern, it was not simple at any stage during sewing. It made me question myself. The instructions weren't clear, so even though I do have experience sewing, it was just one of those patterns where you think you're doing something wrong the entire time, but you're actually doing it right. So now I'm sewing the bottom of the shirt, and by bottom I mean the bottom edges of the arms and the side seams. And here I'm just turning up the hem for the bottom. You just saw me hand finish the top hem of this shirt, but by the time I was doing the bottom hem for this, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, so I was exhausted. I got home from work and I started on this project and I was just done for the night, so I opted to do the bottom with the sewing machine instead of hand finishing because my patience was wearing thin at this point and I wanted to go to sleep and get this project done. So that's why I chose the sewing machine over hand stitching. I typically would want to hand stitch it, but I just couldn't do it. I also did the ends of the sleeves, as you see me doing, with the sewing machine as well. And then my camera died, so I didn't get to show you guys doing the straps, but I am really proud of these. I hand gathered them. They're hand finished on the inside. They came out really good, and this shirt is so gorgeous. There's that neckline that made me question my sanity for a little bit, but the shirt did come out really nice. And here is the finished product of that shirt and the skirt. You can see those double kick pleats in the back of the skirt. You can see the nice simplistic construction of the shirt and the wrap ties in the back there. And that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.